What's going on, everybody? It's Eddie with Colton RV, and I'm super excited to show you guys a new product we just started carrying called the Mod Bug. So we have a couple here. We have the little buggy, and then we also have the big buggy over here, and we'll get right into it. I'm super excited about this new product. So here we have the big buggy by Mod Buggy, and this one's awesome. It's got a bunch of cool stuff in it. It's one of the biggest ones you can get, and it's got a full bath, bedroom in the back, and a dinette up in the front. So we'll go right around the outside first and then hop up in the inside for you. So on the outside, a couple cool things it has. So you're gonna have right here a 20-pound propane tank. They do give you one just to help with the weight. You can convert this to a 30-pounder if you needed to, if you needed that much propane, which you probably won't. Right behind that, you're gonna have the battery. And the cool thing they actually do is over here on the other side is a battery disconnect. So if you are gonna store this for any length of time in the driveway or the garage, because it is short enough to get in, you just hit this disconnect up on the front there, and it'll allow you to completely kill that battery. You're not gonna waste battery, you're not gonna have any draws, anything like that. They also, cool thing with this is it is so small, but they do give you a lot of windows for natural light. So you have a window up on the front, 2 on both sides, and then a skylight. So it just really opens it up on the inside. As we keep moving down, so you see you have an armless awning up top, and there's a couple different configurations you can leave it in. You can leave it just like this, where it's just straight out. If you wanted a little more support though, you can bring the arms down and click them in the side here. And that'll make that awning a little more rigid for you. And that way it's not gonna be blowing all over the place. But if you just have it set up for the day, you just need some shade or some stuff like that, just put it right out, leave it just like so, and it's perfectly fine to do. You'll also notice the cool thing too is their ground clearance. So because the spare tire is mounted out here on the outside of the unit, it gives you 14 inches of ground clearance. And they give you these off-road tires. So it's super cool if you are gonna be boondocking, going to BLM land, anything like that. You don't really have to worry about bottoming the coach out because they're one of the only ones that bring that spare tire on the side and give you the extra large off-road tires. So it gives you a lot of ground clearance. And they also give you a set of plugs out here, which is nice too. So if you do want to set up an ice maker, a coffee pot, a second fridge, anything like that, just bring it outside and you're good to go. And then another window. But now some of the cool stuff here is on the back. So for being a small coach, you do get quite a bit of storage. And that actually goes all the way up to the wheel wells. That's a ton of storage. That's actually more than my fifth wheel has right now. But then the neat thing too is your solar. So I know I touched on off-grid real quick again, but if you are gonna be on the off-grid, you need to keep that battery charged, anything like that. Not only do they give you a solar panel on the back, but if you turn these little brackets, the whole panel comes right off. They do give you an extension as well, but you can actually set this up. It has a little leg here on the bottom, and you can actually chase the sun around. So if you have a certain spot on your site, oh, I have it upside down. If you have a certain spot on your site where you get more sun, put this on the ground with the leg, point it to the sun, run your adapter cord up, and you're good to go. You can get solar pretty much anywhere on the site. I mean, if you're like me, I like to camp in wooded sites, so being on the back of the trailer wouldn't help me much, but being able to run it out, I would be able to chase that sun around and keep my battery charged. You do also have a couple things on the back. So you have the 4-point stabilizing jacks. Get that solar panel out of the way for you. So those are your traditional crank down scissor jacks, but they do provide a lot of stability inside the coach, keep it from rocking. But then you also get a trailer hitch on the back. So the cool thing with this is if you want to put bikes or anything like that on, just slip it into your receiver right here, and then you can have 2, 3, 4 bikes off the back. If you want to keep a grill off the back, anything like that, you have plenty of space to do it. So pretty cool. They thought of a lot of stuff on the outside. And then on the off-camp side, really not much over here, so we're not even going to walk over there, but it does have an outdoor shower. And believe it or not, it does have a tankless water heater on the back as well. So completely tankless, runs right through the lines, and you don't really have to worry about bypassing it to winterize. You just put your antifreeze right through it. So another cool thing that they do is they give you solid steps. So being such a small coach, you usually don't get that. You usually get one little fold out step on the teardrop styles. This is going to be a completely solid step feature. So what happens is these feet will touch the ground, and usually you have to adjust these. Well, these are super cool because when you have to adjust them, usually they put pins on here, and you got to pull the pin out, you got to figure out where the hole is, all that stuff. This is just a ratchet system. So if you got to go down, you just push it down. If you got to go up, you go up. and it's in about 1/4 inch increments. So you can get that almost perfectly level every time. Just like that. And then when you do step on them, they're solid steps. So they're completely solid. Doesn't rock the coach at all. Doesn't feel like it's uneasy to get up, but super easy. And then one more thing I want to touch on the outside. I know I talked about the tires, but I forgot to touch on it until I saw my handy little sticker, is you have torsion Torflex axles. So what that means is, instead of a traditional straight axle with leaf springs, this actually has little dog ears inside of there, and it acts similar to an independent suspension. So it just helps even out the load of the coach, helps with the roughness of the roads, especially if you're going on BLM land or anything like that. So it's not going to be shaking all the stuff on the inside and all that. You also have Blasdell. I could talk about that more inside, but Blasdell is basically a composite that goes in the wall and eliminates the need for wood. So if you ever got a leak or anything like that, it's not going to disintegrate and be waving at you while you're going down the road. It's all solid. But on the inside, you can see we have plenty of headroom. So I'm about 6 foot tall. I have plenty of room still here left. I even have plenty of room in the shower. So my head's not even touching at all. And then we also have your sprayer here, hot and cold. Toilet that's mounted, and it is not a cassette toilet. It does actually have a dump. But the other cool thing is they put a max air vent fan in here. So with the max air vent fan, that'll get going, I want to say about 7 miles an hour, somewhere around there. But that helps get everything out of the coach, steam-wise, heat-wise, anything like that. So it'll just keep everything better longer. But if you leave that open up your windows and your doors, you get great airflow without even using the air conditioner, which is nice if you are dry camping. Some other cool features we have though. So huge bed for the size of the coach. You can easily fit 2 folks on there. You also have a TV back here. That's going to be a swing out arm for you. You do have a TV antenna on top, so it'll help you get your local channels, but you can use that for that. You'll have a set of plugs by the bed. These are GCFI plugs, so they do have the breaker on them. You get a set of not only USBs, but now that everybody runs USB-C, it's got a USB and a USB-C. Back here on the wall, you don't really need to see it, but there's the controls for your hot water and your furnace with the thermostat. But the nice thing is you do have a full window that bevels out over here, and that is also an exit window. But once you get that max air vent fan going with all the windows open, you'll get a real nice breeze up through the bedroom area. On the kitchen portion, so you do have a 2-burner cooktop here. It is direct spark ignition, so you don't need to use a lighter. That's actually just the cool little lights for it, but you push these in, you'll hear the sparker. Sink with hot and cold water, and then plenty of storage all the way through. So they give you drawers down there, cabinets up here, and everything's finished in a real hardwood. So it's all real wood, not a wrap. Kind of see that real good from the drawers here. It's all real hardwood. You'll get another big drawer here, and that'll have your outdoor shower sprayer. We just have it stored in there for now. And then while we're down here, I'll show you another thing it has too. So, a couple things here. You have your solar controller. Should never really have to touch that, but that just tells you what kind of power is coming in. But this is an important part here. So this is an auto detect converter. And the nice thing about this is if you ever decide to go to lithium, this is already pre-wired for you. You just put the lithium battery on, and that'll save you a lot of money rather than changing this all out, having to put new converters in, all sorts of crazy stuff. So it's already pre-prepped for it. You can put a lead acid or a lithium on, will not really make a difference. On the wall here, just a few things. You have some controls here. You have your tank level readers, battery reader, button for your power awning. Air conditioner controls are right on the unit itself. Super simple, on, off, fan speed, and temperature. And then up in the front, you have your U-shaped dinette. So, same thing with the dinette area. You're going to have a set of plugs. You'll have USB and USB-C. But now this one runs the smart table. So the cool thing with the smart table is I can get in here once I'm situated. This table turns in a bunch of different directions. So if I want it closer to me for a laptop, I can. If I'm playing card games with somebody, I don't want them to cheat, I can push it off a little bit and hide my cards better. If I want it out. So it's cool. There's a bunch of different configurations you can do at the table. It's really not limited at all. And then you can lock it down too for in travel. Additionally, if you need more sleeping, this will go down. You could sleep 2 in the back. Realistically, 1 to 2 people up here. 1 would be comfortable, 2 would be very comfortable, and 3 would get a tent, something like that. But and then you have the window up front, so you can see everything going on. Awesome, awesome. So that's the big buggy. Now we'll go take a look at the little buggy.